Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and thank you for joining me for my New Year's video. So as you can tell by the title of this video, this is part of a collab, so make sure you check out all the beautiful people that will be linked down below if you have not done so already. If you're coming from one of their channels, welcome, and I hope you will stick around and subscribe. And let's get started. So as I was kind of reflecting on the last year, I was preparing for this video because you guys know me, I have to prep and prepare and just be ready because I don't want to forget anything. But I thought the easiest way to reflect on this past year was by asking myself some questions. The questions I asked myself was, what did 2017 teach me? What went well? And what am I most proud of? I really thought I could come up with different answers because I didn't have the most successful year looking at the scale. I really didn't. So I thought, you know what? This is going to be so great. I'm going to think of these and it's going to help me prepare for what I want to do for next year. But as I was going through these questions, I realized that pretty much all the answers to these questions were the same. I came up with the same responses for each and every question. I literally sat down and just wrote down the question and wrote down some stuff, and then I went through. So what did I learn? What went well? What am I most proud of? Well, I learned that mistakes and slip-ups are not failures, but rather learning experiences. You guys have been with me this entire journey for the last 2 years, and you have seen my mistakes. You've seen my slip-ups. But this last year, I really feel like I've come into my own and realized that I need to learn from these mistakes, learn from these slip-ups. I learned that the setbacks that I had, they are just temporary. They're not permanent. Setbacks are not permanent. They are just temporary things to learn from. Again, learning from my experiences. I learned to remind myself that what I did well before a setback, rather than beating myself up over the one thing I did wrong. So when I would set myself a goal, I need to exercise 3 or 4 times a week, 5 times a week, and then I only could do 1 or 2. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's just temporary. It's not a huge deal. Don't beat myself up over it. I got up the next day. I did my workout. That's what I need to focus on. So just continue to remind myself that I remind myself of what I've done good. Do not beat myself over what I did bad. I learned to anticipate and be proactive of challenging situations. So like work events, celebrations, birthdays, holidays, all that kind of thing. And I planned ahead. Never did that in the past, never. This past year has definitely been a year of planning ahead, being proactive. Instead of reactive, I was proactive. And I feel like that is so important in my journey, and it has been just part of my growth over this last year. All in all, I felt like 2017 was a year that I learned to be resilient. Despite all the adversities that I had that were thrown my way, I felt like that I did really well by bouncing back. I stood up after falling down. I learned from my mistakes, and I learned it was okay to change directions. So if something that I had planned on trying to do, it didn't work out, it's okay. I just switched and did it differently. I did simply filling for a while, then I had a plateau, so I switched back, and then I had a plateau. I mean, it's like I just learned to just change it. Just keep going though and not give up. Every time I felt like I had a setback, I just made a decision to get back on track. So anytime I felt like I was slipping, I just got back on track. I just made that decision to get back on track. It's really hard as I was reflecting on this past year because you guys only see just a tiny little part of my life. This journey is just a small part of my life. I mean, it's a huge part of my life, but what I share with you guys is just a small part of my life. So when I say, the different adversities that were thrown my way, you may be thinking, well, what is she talking about? I know I share with you guys some things, just with, things that were going on in my family, health issues and things like that, but there's so much more. And so when I tell you adversities, believe me, there's adversities, and there may be things that I'll share with you later on in the future, but right now I just really want to focus on just myself and my body and just getting to be healthy. This is, like I said, this is my journey to healthy in just so many ways. And I just feel like though I was so resilient this year, and I feel like more so than any other year, and resilience is so important. I never realized just how much so until I was like reflecting back, and I realized that really was my kind of key word for the year. I really encourage you all to spend a little time reflecting on your past year and your journey, and I feel like you will find it is such time well spent. I thought, okay, I started preparing for this video earlier this week, and I was thinking, okay, it's just going to be a breeze. No, that's the reason why it took me so long. I actually didn't even finish till this morning because I just so many things were just going through my head, and it was such a journey. It really was. It's a journey looking back and seeing what I've been through and what we've all been through, you know, just in general in my life and my family and my friends and, you know, work. And I mean, it's so many things have changed in my life in this last year, and it's just definitely been resilient. That's what I've been, definitely. So what am I going to be looking ahead in 2018? I've heard people talk about choosing one word to let them guide them in the new year. I never would have thought that I would be able to do that until actually I started looking back on 2017 and realizing that probably my word for the year could have been resilience, because that's, like, again, I already went through that. That's what I feel like, you know, really was my guiding word for the year. So I was thinking, how do you choose one though? I mean, that kind of chose me, you know, so I don't want to wait until the end of the year and think, okay, there was my guiding word for the year. So, you know, I always wanted to accomplish, you know, more than just, so I always think one word, you know, it's like there's so much I want to do in the year, so much I want to accomplish, you know, personally, professionally, you know, my weight loss journey, my journey to healthy, all that. How could I come up with just one word? So what I did was I thought, okay, I'm just gonna push that to the side, and I started writing out kind of my goals for the whole year. I even did goals just for January. You know, what are my goals for life, you know, and this, like I said, it goes professionally, personally, my weight loss journey, my journey to healthy, all of that. So as I wrote out my goals for the year, one word definitely stood out, and that word was focus. I think I wrote it at least 5 times while I was making my list of goals, things I wanted to accomplish for the year. You know, last year my main and really only goal was to lose weight, and I realized, you know, it's like that really wasn't a good goal. I mean, I wanted to reach my goal weight, I guess. That was really my main goal. I'm like, I'm gonna hit my goal, I'm gonna do it. But I didn't really take everything in consideration for that. You know, when I knew that wasn't going to happen, it hit me really hard. It was probably about halfway through the year, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to hit my goal. But I knew I couldn't let it get me down. So in making this year's goals, I kept that in mind and focused on things that would help me reach my weight loss goal. But the word focus it just was so prominent in my goals. So focus is my one guiding word for the year. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to make myself kind of a vision board. I don't know if I'm going to do a real vision board or just like do some kind of virtual board that I can, you know, look at, you know, on my iPad or my phone or my computer, just to kind of remind me of, you know, and if I would have thought about that sooner rather than this morning when I was kind of going through all this stuff, I would have made one and showed it to you in this video. But maybe if it happens over the weekend before I post this video, I will put it into the screen. So again, like I said, in making this year's goals, I just kept that in mind, focused on things that would help me reach my weight loss goals. So here are my goals for the year. I want to focus on positivity and bringing it to others around me. I have a lot of people in my life that positivity is very hard for them, but they're people who I don't want to lose. You know, I know they say don't keep negative people around you because it would just bring you down in life. But there's some people you're just not willing to give up, and I'm not going to give them up, and I'm not going to give up on them. So that is my main goal, and sorry, I get a little teary-eyed when I think about that. So positivity is definitely something that is a struggle, not for me as much as it's, like I said, for the people around me. You know, at work, there's a lot of issues with positivity with some really close friends, with family, my home life. So I really want to focus on positivity. Positivity, you know, on my channel, positivity with myself and my weight loss. That's probably one thing where I'm not very positive about, is my journey. You know, and so that is one of my main goals, is to focus on positivity. And I also want to focus on being fully present in the lives of my loved ones. So again, that means, you know, family and friends and work and, you know, all of that. I just want to be present. I just want to be there. I want to be there for you guys on my channel. I feel like I've done really good with that over this last half of the year, and I just want to continue with the momentum. I just want to be here for you. I want to, you know, make sure I'm answering your questions. I want to make sure that I'm giving, you know, the attention to, I know a lot of you, you know, like a lot of you always say that YouTube is kind of like your meeting if you're on Weight Watchers, or just a place that you turn to for support and comfort and accountability. And I want to be that person for you guys. So I want to be fully present everywhere that I can be. And that's definitely one of my goals for sure. Another one is focusing on just being a healthier me, my mind, my body, my soul, my home, my family. I just want to bring, you know, healthy lifestyle in everything that I do. You know, it's just gonna be baby steps. I mean, I feel like I've really gotten there with my food. I feel like I've gotten there, you know, a lot with my body. I'm listening to my body more. I could do a lot more. I mean, we all can do more. So I just want to just try to just embody, you know, being healthy. And that's just, you know, I want to read more. I want to just focus on just being healthy, and I'll just do a lot of research on that and just a lot of look on that and seeing where I can make some improvements in my life in general. I want to focus on being honest with myself. You know, that means like tracking and eating and exercise. I mean, there was so much more I could have done this year, and maybe my goals would have been, I would have met my goals a little bit better than I had if I had been a lot more honest with myself. You know, you guys see what I eat Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday sometimes, but on the weekends, I'd always say, you know, I do pretty good on the weekends, and I do pretty good, but I don't track them. So it's so, how many times have you thought, you know what, you track mentally in your head because the app's down, or you just don't have any way to look up points or whatever. So then when you go to put everything in, you realize, whoa, you know, now I only have 1 point left for dinner. What the heck happened? Because you thought you were being so good throughout the day. Those are the kind of things I did on the weekend, but I never actually tracked them. I just assumed in my head. Then I would wonder, why do I feel so horrible come Monday morning? Why do I feel like I have to get back on track when I felt like I was on track all weekend, but I wasn't being honest with myself. I wasn't being honest with myself about exercise. I can squeeze in a 5 to 10 minute workout. I can do that by me saying that I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I can do that. You know, sure, 5-10 minutes, you know, isn't, if I did that every single day, that's not going to probably do anything for my body. But if I can do a 30-minute workout one day, a 20-minute workout another day, and only can squeeze in a 10-minute workout another day, hey, it's 10 minutes. So I just need to be honest with myself. Tracking, yeah, that's going to be one of my goals for January. I will get into that here in a second. So it's just being honest with yourself. And then finally, the last kind of main goal for the year, and I'm sure these will change, I'll add on things, but my final last kind of goal for the whole 2018 is to focus on progress, not perfection. I know I've said this many times on my channel, but you know, it's just looking at where you've been, where you've come from, how far you've come, not not being perfect about it. So, you know, even though I say I'm going to track, that doesn't mean only tracking my perfect day, because that's all I did. I only tracked the days I was on track. Days that I really watched what I ate, days that I felt like I was on plan. Those were the only days that I tracked. So, because I wanted to be perfect. Well, that's not perfect when you're not being honest with yourself and you're not really looking, you know, that's just not being honest, and that's, you know, lying to yourself and lying to everybody else. So, but I feel like though, if I'm not focusing on being, you know, on the progress that I've made, and then I feel like I have to be perfect. So it's like, I don't know, I'm totally butchering that, I'm sure, but I think you guys get what I'm talking about. So basically just looking at how far I've come and where I was and where I am now, and not only physically, but also, you know, inside spiritually, mentally, all of that. So there you go. Those are my goals for 2018 and kind of my, you know, looking ahead on what I plan on doing. Now, I do want to throw in my specific goals for January just so I can put them out there, because it's going up January 1st, so that'll be the first day of my goals. And you guys know I don't like to do a weight loss goal, like a pounds lost goal for each month. I just feel like I'm setting myself up for failure again, looking again at progress, not perfection. So my goals for January is to exercise at least 3 times per week. Now, I could do more, but I want to just set myself for 3 times per week. And again, if one of them's only a 10-minute workout, hey, it's 10 minutes. So that is one of my goals for January. Drink water first. Drinking water, for some reason lately, has been my nemesis. Used to be really easy. I used to just say, I'll just drink to thirst. So now it's like I grab coffee, I grab tea, I grab, you know, diet soda. No, I need to drink water first. That'll be my first goal. And for once, I'm going to actually set an ounce goal. So I'm going to try to drink at least 90 ounces a day. I don't normally like to do that because my body sometimes can hold on to water too much, but I'm just gonna see how it goes. 31 days of tracking. Now, I really wanted to say to you guys I was gonna do 365 days of tracking, but again, I just don't want, I want to do baby steps here. I want to look at it month to month. I want to be able to celebrate my successes and celebrate my progress. So if I can get to 31 days in January, I can say, okay, that was good. Look what I did. Look what I accomplished. Now in February, we're going to do, how many days do we have in February this year? 28? 28 days in February? Or is it a leap year this year? I don't know. Anyway, however many days we're going to have in February this year, that'll be how many days I'm going to track. So I'm going to just do baby steps. I'm going to take a month-to-month basis just so I can celebrate those little successes as I go along. And then the big one, you guys. This is huge. This is something I've never done before, and is part of my focus on being a healthier me, mainly part of my mind and my soul, is I'm going to do a no weigh January. Me and the scale have a very, very unhealthy relationship. There's times when I am weighing 3 to 4 times a day. There's times I let the scale dictate whether or not I'm going to eat anything the rest of the day. I can't even, and I've never told you guys this before, so it's kind of hard, but there's times when I would go weigh after I've had, you know, the whole day of eating, had dinner, and then I'll go weigh, which, you know, what is that really going to tell you? But it's just a mental thing. And if the scale tells me something good, then I'll say, okay, I'll have an apple, or I'll have, you know, some kind of, treat. I'll have another coffee, something like that. But if the scale doesn't, then I won't. Even though I feel like I'm hungry, I won't do it. And that is not a healthy relationship at all. I think I need to step away from the scale for an entire month to be able to get out of my own head. And so that's just what I'm going to do. That means me paying for Weight Watchers for the month, because I have to turn in my tracker every week to my insurance to have them pay for it. But that's okay. It's my mind, my mental health is so much more important than the $20 I have to pay for Weight Watchers. Not a big deal. So I'm going to weigh on January 1, which this video is going up January 1. I'm going to weigh on January 1 and then again on January 31st, and we'll see what happens, and I'll let you know the results, and I will just go from there. And again, this is going to be a month-by-month basis. I may do this for the entire year. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I just feel like I need to do it. I need to do it as part of one of my goals. So again, this year is my year of focus. I'm focusing on me. I'm focusing on my family. I'm focusing on my health. And that is the main, you know, what I'm doing. Again, hopefully I can get a vision board done and I can show that to you guys, and I'll put it at the end of this video. Again, I think I'm just going to do a virtual one. That way I have it at all. You know, I always have either my phone or my iPad or my computer in front of me. I'll put it on my work computer. I just want it somewhere to look at, and just something for me to focus on. So I will share that with you guys whenever, if it doesn't get done by the time this video goes up, then I will definitely share it with you guys in another video. So thank you for watching. Again, make sure you check out all the beautiful people who are part of this collab. And I want to thank Kim and Cherie. They are the ones that invited me to do this collab. I thank you again, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye guys.